If you are in a learning and development function, you develop learning solutions for a living. But what if the performance issue isn't due to a knowledge and skills deficiency? How do you effectively and efficiently approach performance improvement when it's not a knowledge and skills issue? Many instructional designers follow the ADDIE model. ADDIE is not without controversy. Many claim it's not a very good instructional design method. But ADDIE is not an instructional design method. It's a framework for project planning and management of instructional design projects. In fact, it's also used for non-instructional design products and efforts. The question is, will your ADDIE-like approach uncover those issues that are not due to a knowledge and skills deficit? When and how will your process help you avoid unnecessary instruction? In the PACT processes for training and development, it's the MCD, or Modular Curriculum Development and Acquisition methodology set, that is the ADDIE equivalent. MCD is New Product Development for Performance-Based Instruction. We use a 6-phase approach for most projects. MCD is a predictive process, and it's made predictable because of its associated proven methods, tools, and techniques. It defines the process tasks and outputs for adoption or adaptation. Everything is situational. It defines the team's roles and responsibilities, which also can be adopted or adapted as needed. In the analysis phase, we focus on 4 key variables. Too often in instructional system design, there are tens of different analysis methods that can be employed. It's often very confusing for the clients and stakeholders, as well as the instructional designers. But in MCD, we focus on the target audience or audiences. There may be more than one job title or role involved in the performance, whether that's a performance existing within a cross-functional process or a single function process. So there may be more than one target audiences, and it's helpful to clarify who's inside the box, who are the primary target audiences, who are secondary, people who might get some benefit from the effort, and who's tertiary, completely outside of the box. Others may be confused that they're part of the target audience, but in fact they're not, and it may be helpful to declare who's in the box, who's straddling the box, who's outside the box. The key analysis effort is on the performance competence requirements. We'll get to a definition of that in a moment. If we understand the performance competence requirements, we can systematically derive all of the enabling knowledge and skills. And once we understand the performance and those enabling knowledge and skills, we can assess existing instruction and information that's already available so that we don't reinvent any wheels or instructional and informational content. Performance competence is the ability to perform tasks, to produce outputs to all of the stakeholder requirements for task performance and those outputs. If your approach to analysis doesn't clarify this, how in the world can you forecast the return on the investment? You won't know if you're moving the performance needle from one particular number to a new number and be able to dollarize that. What's the value of that improvement? You won't be able to define your learning objectives. You won't know that people need to learn how to perform tasks to produce outputs to the various requirements that might exist. How can you develop content if you don't understand what the learner is trying to learn? And how will you ever measure transfer if you don't know what that looks like before you begin. Once the analysis phase gate review meeting is completed with your project steering team or your client or various stakeholders, done formally or informally, but done nonetheless, you may decide that the path forward is clearer. It may involve more than one path, more than the path that leads to the development of instructional content. It may include a path forward to develop a non-training or non-learning solution, as well as a training and learning solution. Perhaps the instruction is to become an enabler to the real performance impacting improvements needed, such as a new process, new procedures, new tools, new techniques, etc. Perhaps the path forward is more EPPI-like than PACT-like, where the paths forward involve the development of a new set of procedures and new IT tools and new instruction to teach the performers how to perform in the new procedures using the new tools. EPPI is our methodology for enterprise process performance improvement. This is our version of human performance technology, human performance improvement, whatever you want to call it. But does your instructional analysis enable a smooth segue to performance improvement via other means, other than training, learning, knowledge management content, instruction, whatever you want to call it? PACT is a subset of EPPI. This was done deliberately as I created both the PACT processes for training and development, learning, and knowledge management, knowing that not all performance issues are rooted in a knowledge and skills deficit. And if we do the analysis correctly, we will uncover the root causes for the performance issues. Issues being problems and or opportunities. Two sides of the same coin, I think. PACT is the instructional design methodology set. EPPI is a performance improvement methodology set. Determining the big picture situation and the return on investment for problems and opportunities and their responses, which lead to estimating the investment costs, before launching into the detailed efforts, is a business-like approach. PACT is a subset of EPPI, but there are two stages to each. Curriculum architecture design often leads to the development of an ADDIE-like effort, the MCD efforts, to produce instructional and informational content. EPPI also has two stages, one where targeting EPPI efforts are determined, what are the root causes? And perhaps that leads then to the development of multiple interventions and their integrated implementation. Determine the big picture situation and the ROI of your problems and opportunities and the responses required before you launch into the detailed efforts. That's just good stewardship of shareholder equity. When you conduct EPPI efforts, you'll often be led to solutions in two major buckets. Enterprise process performance improvements can be done in the environmental asset management systems. Here in this graphic, that includes the information and data systems. They might need to be tuned up. Materials and supply systems, tools and equipment systems, financial systems, facilities and ground systems, and the culture and consequence systems. These provide an environment for the performers to perform within. When we're led through EPPI to address the human asset management systems, also known as talent management systems and human resources systems and personnel systems, etc., we should be looking at the organization and job redesign systems. Are those jobs designed to be conducive to the talent that we have? Do we have staffing and succession planning systems? Are we growing our own adequately, sufficiently, effectively, efficiently? Are we doing our recruiting and selection systems appropriate to the needs of the process? Do our training and development systems produce content, instruction, and information that enables performance? Do our performance appraisal and performance management systems reflect the needs of the process? Do our compensation and benefit systems reflect what the talent has, what they bring to the party of process performance? And do our reward and recognition systems actually reward the performance that we desire? Training and development systems, which the PACT processes address, are merely a subset of performance improvement. I have various PACT and EPPI resources. A recent book 6-pack produced in 2011 based on books from the 90s and early 2000s, plus many articles and columns and blog postings. EPPIC Incorporated is dedicated to achieving peak performance to protect and improve the enterprise. We do this by leveraging your current master performers to bring everyone to higher levels of performance.